Hey, what's up, guys? Y'all, how y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Jay-Z, you took Tony Busby's, the streets are saying you took Tony Busby's silence for weakness. But, baby, Tony Busby was just on vacation, spoiling his dogs and flying on his private jet. But he was also preparing the knockout punch to let you know, baby, you are not getting what you want. You guys, what am I talking about? Tony Busby has finally answered back to Jay-Z and his motion to dismiss. And baby, Tony Busby is not playing. He basically says that, baby, they got more evidence and ain't nothing wrong with the case. And on top of that, he has finally called out Jay-Z for trying to intimidate lawyers and shut lawyers up for doing what lawyers always do. Y'all, let's get into this because I promise you, you cannot make this up. All right, where y'all want to start? Where do y'all want to start? Okay, let's start here actually, because this is good. This is directly from All Hip Hop. Shout out to Mike Winslow. They said Tony Busby lashed out at Jay-Z's attempts to dismiss the Jane Doe lawsuit, framing the rapper's legal maneuvers as an unprecedented attempt to silence the victim. Now, I know what you're saying. And water is what? Whether you believe Jay-Z is innocent or not, you gotta admit that what he did to silence the victims was very, very, very unprecedented. And it was weird because in the court of law, a lawyer cannot be held accountable for his personal life when you are defending your client. It was just weird. It was just weird. It was just weird. I mean, honestly, even that DUI he had, alleged DUI, when they posed that puppy face picture, what does it have to do with what type of lawyer he will be unless he drove to the court? Anyway, let's keep going. Anyway, they said Tony Busby has clapped back at Jay-Z's legal maneuvers to discredit him. He labeled his attempts to impose sanctions and dismiss Jane Doe's lawsuit as an unprecedented attempt to silence the victim. That's exactly what it was. I always thought it was what it was. Now, it was a very aggressive and a very smart lawsuit. They basically tried to do what they did with Pierce Morgan when they go after the big sources instead of going after the people reporting, but it doesn't work like that in a court of law. Because no matter how much they want that to be true, everybody, and me, everybody knows that's not the way it works with lawyers. But let's keep going. Representing Jane Doe, who was accused Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of sexually assaulting her when she was just 13 years old, Tony Busby is pushing back hard against the rapper legal team's claims of misconduct and frivolity. Tony Busby says that the rap moguls team has crossed the line from defense into intimidation, accusing them of trying to derail the case by discrediting not only the victim, but her lawyer. They said Jay-Z's celebrity status does not entitle him to special treatment by the courts, emphasizing the thoroughness of his, saying that he really did investigate into the allegations. Now, I will say this once and I'll say it again. I know you investigated. I still think that whole lawsuit was a misstep, but that doesn't mean that this girl's lawsuit is anywhere close to being thrown out, because you cannot get a lawsuit thrown out on an interview. Might I say that Jay-Z lawyers, one of his biggest clients is Meg Thee Stallion. We are big fans of Meg Thee Stallion. We believe everything that happened between Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. However, Meg Thee Stallion went on an interview and said she ain't never let that little lace front wearing leprechaun hit, when in fact she did let the lace front wearing leprechaun hit. So my point in saying this is, right, she was telling the truth and she outright lied on that but she was still telling the truth about overall the harm that actually happened to her. So when that happens to Meg Thee Stallion, I can't help but look at this young girl. She could be lying, she could be telling the truth, but a TV interview that is not under oath, it's a little weird. That's all I'm saying. That y'all trying to get a whole case thrown out on an NBC news article that we didn't even hear the whole article, and they never posted video about it. Well, more than just that little 5-minute clip. Anyway, you guys remember the lawsuit alleges that in 2000 she was rugged and assaulted at after party. Jay-Z's lawyers argued the case is riddled with inconsistencies, pointing to NBC's news coverage of the case, which raised questions about details about her account. However, Busby asserts that these discrepancies are the result of trauma. Again, remember he went to Palooza v. Archdiocese. We were the first ones to actually cite that case as the way going. They say that when you are a child and trauma happens, they give you a 4 to 6 year window for dates to be off because of the trauma you might not correctly remember. Anyway, he says that these discrepancies are the result of trauma-induced memory lapses, a common phenomena in survivors of SA. He also hit back at allegations that his firm was sloppy and irresponsible, embedding Jane Doe's allegations. Let me just say this. I don't know if they were sloppy or irresponsible. We have not gotten to discovery. That's when you hear evidence. I do know they never should have okayed that NBC interview. According to the filing, multiple attorneys, including a retired police detective, conducted rigorous interviews and research to corroborate her claims before filing the lawsuit. Oh, really? Retired police detectives. Okay. He pointed to the groundwork his team conducted to verify her allegations, including exhaustive research into the events surrounding the 2000 MTV Music Video Awards and Jay-Z's whereabouts that evening. Busby says his evidence supposedly contradicts Jay-Z claims, asserting that while photos showed Jay-Z at a Manhattan after party that did not match Jane Doe's description of the after party she allegedly attended, they did not account for the rest of his activities throughout the night. Y'all, how long have we been saying this? How long have we been saying this? It's not the point of whether Jay-Z is guilty or innocent. It's the point that the things you're giving us to prove he's innocent don't prove anything. That's like somebody calling you and being like, yo, your man and your girl, we saw them, they was cheating on you. And they send you a screenshot saying, what are you talking about? I was at Club Lotus. Okay, ninja. And where was you at the rest of the night? You literally showed some random photo with no timestamp proving that that's where you were for the whole night. Now, again, let me continue because y'all know how I feel about this. They said the NBC report that Jay-Z's lawyers rely on acknowledges that its purported findings do not necessarily mean the allegations are false. Tony Buzbee maintains that his client's account of being taken to a private residence matches details of the alleged assault, further supported by connections between Jay-Z and co-defendant Sean Combs, including their history of attending exclusive gatherings in the area. They said, we won't speculate on whether there was an after party, but their detailed description of the venue is consistent and specific to what happened that night. So he's trying to say he has evidence. He has maintained his investigation meets all legal standards and far exceeds the bar for ethical representation. He's also alleged a campaign of harassment against his law firm, claiming that individuals tied to Jay-Z's camp had contacted his employees and clients, urging them to file baseless complaints against them. This harassment, Buzbee is arguing, is part of a broader strategy to intimidate and undermine him as counsel for Jane Doe. In response to Jay-Z's bid to sanction him for supposed procedural violations, Tony minced no words. He said, calling the move factually and legally meritless and accusing Jay-Z's legal team of using the motion as a scare tactic to evade discovery. They said there is nothing more than an improper attempt to intimidate plaintiff and her counsel. Y'all, what y'all think of this? Are you buying it? I know I am. I actually think that Tony Buzbee is making some great points. And whether or not this girl is telling the truth or lying, I just want to say this, and I've been saying this. Where's the sworn affidavit saying it couldn't be me because I did not party with Sean Diddy Combs? It could not be me because I've never been in the nude or engaged in sexual activity of any sort while Sean Diddy Combs and an unnamed female celebrity were in the room. I have never taken turns. I've never done the choo-choo train. I've never done anything. I've never attended one of his Smex parties, either clothed or unclothed. That's all you got to say. And I don't know why that's so hard to say. Because isn't that how UMG got dismissed from its lawsuit? Isn't it how like all these people are getting dismissed? They're saying, I was never there. And here is a sworn affidavit. It's not that hard to say, especially because Jay-Z said they weren't really friends. They weren't really that close. When the cameras were off, they didn't talk. Now the question is, what cameras were they? were they click click cameras or bomb chicka bomb bomb video cameras? All right, let me stop playing, but let me know what you think in the comments. Buzbee has spoken. We're gonna get the whole legal documents so we can go live, but let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.